You guys want to see some monsters, like big and nasty ones? Well, let's unleash them. Today, I'll be reviewing Marvel Monsters Unleashed, the second volume that was released in 2017. We begin with a mysterious hand drawing on paper with a pencil as an unidentified flying object crash lands in Boston. What comes out of it is a giant, weird, wormy-looking fuck with several eyes and sharp teeth, which begins to terrorize the city. The Avengers arrive to save the day, featuring Sam Wilson as Captain America and Jane Foster as Thor. Always great to see them. Hercules lifts up one of the creature's feet, and Thor smacks it with Mjolnir, sending it crashing down. As the heroes continue to save civilians, they realize it's not the only one, as more monsters arrive to cause havoc. It's not just Boston either, but worldwide, as the X-Men are faced with a giant spider creature in London spewing fire, Black Panther and his nation of Wakanda facing a thick-skinned leviathan, a monstrous snake attacking Seattle with the Guardians of the Galaxy trying to defeat it, and the Inhumans with the Human Torch taking on a multi-headed sea monster in Venice. Moon Girl, accompanied by Devil Dinosaur, noticed the shooting stars within her laboratory, and while Earth's heroes fight them off, she intends to use modern science to combat modern problems. Back in Boston, a shadowy figure is reading books on the occult in their study, and believe all of this has been foretold. They leave through a portal in a mirror to get a front row seat to the end of the world. In Springfield, Missouri, a young boy continues sketching, his mom calling up to him, telling him what's going on, and if he's scared and wants to come downstairs. He isn't fazed by it though, telling her he isn't a baby, and that right now he's far too busy. Attacks continue as a giant-eyed tentacle monster appears in Los Angeles. The Hulk, that is the Amadeus Cho incarnation, punches it right in the eye and it's seemingly defeated. The shadowy figure from earlier is revealed to be Elsa Bloodstone, a monster hunter. She enters a catacomb in Peru and looks at primitive paintings that tell of monsters being summoned before, by an individual holding a claw-shaped object or symbol. The same design can be found in the corner of a crumpled piece of paper she brought with her from her study, a picture of Van Doom's monster, a character originally featured way back in Tales to Astonish number 17 from March of 1961. It was a giant wax figure created in Transylvania by Ludwig Van Doom to act as the main attraction for his failing wax museum. It was brought to life by a lightning bolt, attacks the villagers out of fear, your typical misunderstood monster stuff, in the same vein as Frankenstein. Anyways, the entire planet has went into a worldwide state of emergency, and the boy decides to leave home with his notebook. His mom tells him not to go outside, revealing his name as Kei, and she asks him what would his father say. Safety first, safety saves sickness, suffering, and sadness. Say that 10 times fast. Of course, Kei doesn't listen and runs into the nearby woods. He's stopped by a group of monsters, most notably Fin Fang Foom, who warns him not to summon any more. He's playing a dangerous game. Captain Marvel and Alpha Flight try to take out a massive purple monster on its way to Earth. They manage to veer it off course, but you guessed it, more of them are on the way. On the Earth's surface, some heroes have managed to neutralize their monster threats, but the Vision notifies them that new ones have been surfacing every 15 to 20 minutes. They just keep coming and Earth's forces are being spread thin. It's soon established that all the monsters are communicating with one another, with distinct sounds and calls. Moon Girl is able to use a device to translate them. They speak of tributes, the coming of a king or queen, and that the world will be destroyed. Elsa Bloodstone continues to investigate the sites of various monster sightings in the months prior, finding images of monsters featuring the same symbol she found in the cave. She also determines the name of the one responsible for them, Kei Kowade. Back in Springfield, Kei's father, Minoru, tells him to stay inside from now on. Kei wanted to just talk to some friends, but his father stresses the importance of family, that 5 fingers make a fist. As Kei runs off, Minoru's wife, Deanna, tells him she's glad they didn't unpack all their boxes since the move, because it's happening all over again. The Guardians of the Galaxy begin fighting a pair of monsters in San Diego and aren't making a dent. Thor arrives to assist them, but then, out of the Pacific Ocean comes the, "Hey, it's the Van Doom monster." The Thunder Goddess strikes it with her hammer and seemingly takes it out of the picture. Back at Kei's house, he continues drawing, a big nasty motherfucker with an eye patch and a laser gun, but is startled by Elsa Bloodstone, who has snuck into his room. He recognizes her being a fan, and she tells him she's just here to do her job. Back in San Diego, reinforcements arrive, a dream team of some of our favorite Marvel heroes. But more monsters show up, too many to hold back, and their immense numbers surround them. The end is definitely near. However, in a strange twist, the group of monsters, familiar faces from Marvel's past, begin attacking the other creatures, and Fin Fang Foom declares that they are here to defend the Earth from them. The old monsters defeat the new ones, but they teleport away after Fin Fang Foom tells the humans they did not fight for them, but for something else. Elsa Bloodstone arrives to shed light on what's happening. Kei has the ability to draw monsters and communicate with them once the artwork is finished. They even materialize as well, and the monsters he has been drawing are the ones fighting the creatures falling from space. Captain America asked him if he can materialize people or superheroes too, but Kei says they are harder to draw. He doesn't really know. He says monsters are his favorite, and when Elsa mentions the possibility of drawing a dead one, he gets offended, saying he would never kill any of them. Kei's abilities are the result of the Terrigen Mists from the 2013-2014 storyline Inhumanity. Kei is a new human, an inhuman created through Terrigenesis, which activated his inhuman genes. Kei's parents, who had been brought to Parker Industries by Bloodstone as well, reveal that his powers had forced them to move from city to city after monsters had appeared and caused damage. Inhuman philosopher Karnak tells them the story of the universal Inhumans that stretch back thousands of years. They were a race that helped colonize other worlds across the far reaches of space, but lost their planet when giant beasts fell from the skies to cleanse the surface and make way for their queen. The queen was known as the Leviathan Mother, and would destroy countless worlds every 1,000 years to nest upon. One inhuman warrior was able to call out to monsters all across the universe though to defend them. However, she proved not enough and was defeated. Kei is this same warrior, and it's his destiny to defend the Earth from the Leviathan Mother. On the old destroyed homeworld of the Universal Inhumans, the Leviathan Queen awakens and orders that all remaining monsters be sent to Earth to wipe it clean. The heroes battle them while Kei draws additional monster reinforcements on a special tablet in Parker Industries, all while watching and listening to the ongoing fighting. He soon becomes upset though, sending the monsters out to die while he is far away, safe and sound. Kei eventually hits a brick wall creatively too, running out of monsters, and is left with unfinished drawings of ones that he made up, that aren't real. Just then, Parker Industries is attacked by a special group of monsters, the Leviathan Mother's assassins, which will make way for her arrival. Yellowish green lightning cracks open the sky, and the Leviathan Queen makes herself known. Isn't she drop-dead gorgeous? Literally? Earth's heroes are left battered and bloody as the Queen and her assassin forces call out the Summoner. Kei feels defeated, believing there is no monster left to face her, but he faces his fears and walks out onto the battlefield, completing his unfinished drawings and creating 6 brand new monsters: Fireclaw, Aegis, Hyvo, Makara, and Slizik, to wipe the floor with the Queen's ugly bitch ass. They begin defeating her forces, ecstatic with the fact that they are now very real and very alive. They begin to attack the Leviathan Mother, but their leader Fireclaw is killed, with Kei feeling his death physically. The Queen continues her onslaught, ordering Kei to surrender, but he puts his pencil back down on paper, and with the thought of his father's words strong in his mind, 5 fingers make a fist, he combines his remaining monsters together into a fusion creature he calls Smasher, with him in the pilot seat. This is fucking awesome. He draws ability after ability and weapon after weapon to use against the Queen, finishing it off with an epic Shatter Sword, which causes the remainder of her followers to flee Earth. Kei and his combined monsters then finish her off with a giant slash through her torso, killing her. Kei separates his monsters and reunites with the heroes on the ground. He thanks the other creatures that helped him win this day before they depart, despite most still wanting to conquer the Earth someday on their own. One even threatens to eat Kei if he summons him again, Tim Boo Ba, who debuted in February 1962. Kei's parents embrace him, and now that he's a superhero, Captain America asks him who he would like to train with, the Avengers, Champions, and Humans. Kei would rather be with his family at home though, and a new house for them is built by the Inhumans. It's on a lost island known as Mu, far away from the rest of civilization, and will allow Kei and his monsters to live there in peace, though Elsa Bloodstone has been asked to stay and watch over him, just in case. Monsters Unleashed is one of the most entertaining and satisfying reads you'll find under the all-new, all-different Marvel branding. It's a love letter to fans of giant monster movies of all kinds, or Kaiju films as they're known in Japan. All the monsters have this massive battle royale, and it's incredible seeing them fight, filling the pages with their immense size and wonder. The end of the story also draws heavily from franchises such as Power Rangers, with a piloted Megazord of sorts, even finishing with a slash from a giant sword. It's blatantly obvious. This shit oozes Power Rangers. All the designs of the monsters are phenomenal and visually distinct from one another. Some of them are characters we have seen before in Marvel Comics, but even the new ones bring a very creative flair to everything. They look amazing. The 6 drawn by Kei also look like something a kid would come up with. I was worried the Leviathan Queen was going to be a disappointment after everything was said and done, but even she left an impact on me when she first appeared. Kei is a very interesting character, and having an entire story center around a kid in this way was ingenious. At first, you think he's some sort of villain, unfazed by the monsters attacking, and that he himself is the one responsible for them. But it's later revealed that he is materializing another monster force to drive the ones from outer space away. Kei is an immensely passionate kid who obsesses over monsters. Miles Morales even gives him the name Kid Kaiju, which he would later adopt as his superhero name moving forward in the Monsters Unleashed series that ran between mid-2017 and mid-2018, but that's a topic for another day. Kei is a fanatic like many of us were as kids, and still are with comics, superheroes, anime, card games, what have you. I think it makes him very relatable, and even as kids, a lot of us doodled and lived within our own little world, much like Kei does. He also has someone behind him, motivating him with complete faith in his abilities as an artist. There's always that one person, that one friend who always has your back with this sort of thing. Kei develops a friendship with Moon Girl in this story, summoning Devil Dinosaur, and because Moon Girl was sitting on him, is transported as well, to the surprise of Kei. Devil Dinosaur is a character a few people have wanted me to break down on my channel, but I'll have to wait for the time being, despite his terrifying adorableness. Anyways, the drawn dinosaurs Kei can materialize are limited only by his imagination. The possibilities are seemingly endless, which makes this concept so compelling and creative. Not to mention, in order to draw the monsters, he would have to know all the creatures of the Marvel Universe inside and out, and be able to draw them without any errors off the top of his head. It's impressive and kind of unlikely in all honesty, especially from a kid this young, but I should probably stop asking questions before I hurt myself. It's just a comic. I think Monsters Unleashed is a pretty well-rounded story, and I recommend it to anyone who loves giant monsters, kaiju, and of course, superheroes in general. There wasn't really anything about it I didn't like or would improve upon. It's a creative story that isn't afraid to go balls to the wall at times with its visuals. I think anyone who hates on the all-new, all-different Marvel branding or doesn't believe there was anything good to come of it need to look no further than stories like Monsters Unleashed and brilliant characters like Kid Kaiju. Stop focusing on the negatives and look at the positives. Well, that concludes my review. What do you guys think of Monsters Unleashed? Make sure to let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell icon to be notified of all future content I release. Also, help support me on Patreon if you can, and check out my bi-weekly podcast on SoundCloud. I will see all of you in the next one. Take care and stay nerdy.